What's up YouTube? Ryan Panny here. Hope you guys are doing reasonably well. I got a pretty interesting statistical analysis for you today. So one of the most popular videos on this channel is my Slipknot discography ranking, where I rank the Slipknot albums from worst to best. Mind you, this was done well before the new record, We Are Not Your Kind, so it's just the first 5 records that we're talking about here. And what's so awesome about an album ranking in particular, racking up a bunch of views, is that everyone watching naturally feels inclined to give their ranking and response. So I think over half the comments on that video, and there are hundreds, are different rankings of Slipknot albums by different viewers. And I've just been so fascinated by just how many different combinations of these 5 albums that exist. Like, I'm pretty sure I've seen every single possible ranking. So what I thought would be kind of illuminating would be to go through you guys' rankings here and pull some stats out of them. You know, forget how I rank the Slipknot albums, we already know that, but how does my audience feel about them? What's kind of the general prevailing wisdom among people who watch this channel about the Slipknot catalog? So I went through 52 different rankings from you guys in total. And thank God for my days taking statistics in college, because I'm using a really complicated numerical system here, where if you guys gave an album number 1, it gets 1 point. Number 2 gets 2 points, etc., etc., etc. So a lower score is good here, like golf. And here are the results. So at 5th place here in dead last, as expected, is the band's 4th record, All Hope Is Gone, with a total of 201 points. At 4th place, close behind, is The Gray Chapter with 198 points. That's shocking to me. There is so much hate out there for The Gray Chapter that I had no idea about. Didn't that record hit like number 1 on the charts? I think there was a Grammy nomination involved, but people hate it a lot more than I realized. Only 3 points off from All Hope Is Gone, which is the one album where in people's write-ups, because everyone was kind of adding commentary to their lists, everyone had something negative to say about it, especially the deep cuts. So I'm glad I'm not the only one, because I always thought that the reason people hated All Hope Is Gone was because how commercial it was. You have songs like Psychosocial and Dead Memories and Snuff and stuff. But actually, everyone's kind of with me on that, where it's that deep cut portion of the album. Butcher's Hook, Wherein Lies Continue, Gehenna, etc., which is what turns people off the most. But yeah, people hate The Gray Chapter apparently, or at least consider it somewhat of a subpar Slipknot album. Then at number 3 with 165 points in total is Volume 3. Opinions seem really split down the middle on that one. Some people loved it, some people really don't like it. Number 2 is the self-titled record with 119 points, which I knew I was completely alone on that one when I ranked it dead last, but I stand by it. And at number 1 here, the world evidently does agree with me on their explosive second record, Iowa, which comes away here with 97 points. Not far off from the self-titled record though. It's not that far off when you think about it. And fun fact, only one person in that entire comment section ranked Iowa last on their list. And don't worry, I won't out you. Now, another metric here to give you guys more of an idea of how far apart or close together these albums are for people. Average rank. Let's do it. So All Hope Is Gone average rank is 3.86 out of 5. The Gray Chapter, again, very close behind at 3.80 out of 5. It's narrow. Volume 3 at 3.17 out of 5. Again, people are pretty split on that one. Just not as much love for Volume 3 as I thought. I gave it number 2, so. Self-titled at 2.28 out of 5, and Iowa average ranking 1.86. Additionally, 3.8% of you thought that All Hope Is Gone was the best Slipknot record, or 2 of you, if you do the math on that. 5.7% of you thought that The Gray Chapter was the best record. 8.6% of you thought Volume 3 was number 1, and then you see this giant jump here, where 28.8% of you thought the self-titled record was the best Slipknot record, and 50% of you got the answer correct by giving Iowa the top slot. Now, what is the empirical standard for musicological statistical significance of a sample size, or whatever that means? I'm guessing it's more than 52. But still, this was super interesting. Whenever you see hard, aggregated data just laid out in front of you, it always changes your perception about something. Numbers really have a way of telling a story and kind of implying a narrative. Whether it's polling on key political issues, or it's happiness surveys, or whatever. It's always really interesting to see what your fellow human beings think about something on a broader scale. So I hope you enjoyed this little statistical breakdown of what you guys thought of the Slipknot catalog, and if you didn't get a chance to leave a comment and add to the opinion pile on the original video, please feel free to go over and do so. I will still look at it. And I really look forward to doing more discography rankings that hopefully catch on like this in the future, if only just so I can see what a broad amount of people think about something. And as always, thank you so much for watching, guys. If you enjoyed this video and are not yet subscribed to my channel, please consider doing so by clicking right over here, as well as checking out the other rock or metal related content that I publish on this channel on a weekly basis. Really appreciate you watching, liking, disliking, commenting, just engaging in any fashion. Twitter, Instagram handle at Ryan Panny Music. Again, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you soon.